So in this pan here, I've got 3 strips of bacon that I've diced up, and anytime I'm cooking bacon, I actually start it in a cold pan as opposed to putting it into a hot pan. What that does is it allows a lot of that bacon fat to actually render out before it crisps up, giving you more of that bacon fat to cook with later, and it gives you nice crispy bacon. So I popped that over medium heat, and that was been cooking for, I'd say, about 5 to 6 minutes, just until it's golden and crispy. I'm gonna remove that bacon from the pan, and like I said, 1-pan dish. We're gonna use that bacon fat to actually cook the chicken in, so it's gonna be an absolute dream. So remove as much of that bacon as you can. And then we're gonna go in with our chicken. So I'm using chicken thighs today, bone in, skin on. That's the best way to get like the juiciest, most delicious chicken ever. So this is looking fantastic. This recipe is good for anywhere from 6 to 8 chicken thighs. I say 6 to 8 because sometimes you buy chicken thighs and they are teeny, teeny, tiny. And then other times you buy them and they're basically turkey thighs. I don't know where that chicken's going to the gym, but it's very impressive. I'm gonna season that up with some salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna go into this pan, again, over that medium heat, skin side down. I like to start skin side down because that's gonna give you a good golden brown sear, and we're gonna get a lot of really nice chicken schmaltz or chicken fat out of that skin as that sears down. So again, we've got bacon fat, we've got that chicken schmaltz. It's gonna be an absolute dream. So I'm gonna go in with that chicken. And you wanna let those go for anywhere from, I'd say, about 5 to 7 minutes. Now, after that time, they are not gonna be cooked, but they should be nice and golden brown on the skin. And this is just for the first sear. We're gonna finish this chicken in the oven later, so you're not looking to cook them all the way through. You're just looking for a bit of golden brown color. So while that chicken gets going, let's talk about my very favorite current onion, and that is a leek. Does anyone else have like different vibes on onions as the year goes? Just me? I feel like there's one lady in the audience who knows what I'm talking about. All right, I love a leek. They're super tasty, really kind of soft, and when you cook them down, they get really creamy and buttery. So I want 3 leeks for this recipe. If you don't have leeks, say you're at home, stuck at home right now, you could definitely do this with onions. I'd probably use maybe 4 yellow onions or 2 big yellow onions. Cook them down slowly. They'll take a little bit longer, but it'll be really nice. I'm just gonna thinly slice these leeks up. Now, when you buy your leeks, the one kind of trick to a leek is that they tend to be a little bit sandy. So there's a couple ways you can deal with that. You can split them in half like we did and then just run them underwater, almost like a deck of playing cards, kind of like flip them through your hands to get all of the sand out of all those layers. Or what I often do at home is I actually thinly slice the leeks, then I wash them. I add them into a bowl with some cool, clean water, and I just put them in and give them a bit of an agitate. Once they've sat in there for a few minutes, then I actually take the leeks out of the bowl. As opposed to straining them, that'll get that sand back onto the leeks. Just lift them out of the water and you'll be perfect. All right, gonna pop that into a bowl, so we are good to go. We're gonna pretend this chicken has been cooking for 5 to 7 minutes, though it has not. Give it a little wiggle. We're getting a little bit of color. So at this point, we would want more color on here, but we're gonna get these right on out of that pan. And we're gonna get cooking our leeks. As you can see, the chicken skin has started to render out its fat, but I would cook it until it's nice and golden brown. Just pop that aside. If you did this with boneless, skinless chicken breast, you could do another sear if you wanted to, but I would keep them rolled up. They kind of come rolled up and then they can kind of lay them flat. Keep them rolled up because they'll stay nice and moist. So into there with that chicken fat and that beautiful bacon fat, we're gonna go in with our leeks. And if you wash them in cool water, if any water comes in, that's totally cool as well. The leeks are gonna start to cook down. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then I'm gonna go in with some herbs. So I'm using thyme today, but if you had rosemary, beautiful. Sage, yes. A bay leaf, ooh, who are you? Go for it. But I'm gonna go in with some thyme. Just anywhere from like 2 to 4 sprigs, or honestly, if it comes out like this, one of these is what you're looking for. Go in with that. Then 4 cloves of garlic is gonna go in, and I actually leave the little jackets on the garlic, just the skins. That's gonna allow this to cook down nice and sweet and creamy, as opposed to like punchy garlic flavor. If you want really punchy garlic flavor, feel free to mince it right in or slice it. That'll give you a bit stronger of a vibe. This is gonna be nice and soft. Now, last but not least in here, leeks are best friends with my good friend, nutmeg. Nicely done. I have pockets on today, so I'm feeling very excited about my pocket nutmeg. All right, add that right on in. This gives it a really nice kind of warm lemoniness, super tasty. Give that a stir to combine. And you'd wanna cook those leeks down for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until they're tender and caramelized. They're gonna start to get really kind of like soft and again, creamy and jammy. It's also gonna help lift off some of the bottom of the pan too. All right, now to help bring everything together after that 5 to 7 minutes, you wanna go in with my good friend, dry white wine. Whatever you got hanging around in your fridge is always good. Now, if you don't want to use wine, you could just use a little bit of broth here with a little bit of lemon juice. That'll brighten things up a little bit as well. But I'm gonna go in with about 3/4 of a cup, which I feel like is what's left in that bottle. Perfect. Recycling. Get the deposit back, 20 cents, there you go. Give that a stir. And then you wanna reduce that wine just for a few minutes until it reduces by about half. That's gonna cook off that alcohol. It's gonna concentrate the flavors, but it also, see what the wine's done? It's lifted all the little bits of bacon off the bottom of the pan. It's getting really nice and caramelized and beautiful. So give that a stir. Once that's reduced a bit, we're gonna go in with some chicken broth. I've got 2 cups of chicken broth here. If you just have chicken bouillon, feel free to add some in and along with a little bit of water. But we're gonna go right on in. Then I'm gonna go in with my white beans. Now I've just got cannellini beans here, but if you're very trendy and you have like a butter bean, ooh, fancy. You could even do a little chickpea would be nice. Any sort of light colored bean would be beautiful. I'm gonna go in with that. I'm gonna re-add the bacon into the pan. And the reason I took the bacon out is because I wanted to keep it nice and crispy and not overcook it. By mixing it in now, it's gonna maintain some of that crisp, but also get a little bit tender and almost braised down, so it's gonna be absolutely beautiful. All right, now we're gonna add the chicken back on top, this time skin side up. That's gonna allow that chicken to continue to get golden brown. It's gonna keep the skin nice and crisp and beautiful. Just pop that right on in. If you did this with chicken breast, it would take longer to cook, but it'll be absolutely perfect. All right, now that baby needs to go into a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 35 minutes until that chicken is cooked through. Everything's gonna cook together. It's gonna be saucy and beautiful. Like, look at this beautiful dish. That's been in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. It's golden brown, it's crispy. The leeks are really nice and creamy, and it almost is like a sauce and a stew and a roast chicken and beans on toast, had a baby and put it in one pan. I'm feeling really good about it. Now, to give it the kind of beans on toast vibe, I wanted to serve this up with just a little bit of grilled bread. Now, if you wanted to, you could just do a classic piece of toast. No one's mad at that. You could pop it in a toaster, stick it under the broiler. But currently, all I ever really want is like the taste of a grilled cheese without the grilled cheese, if that makes sense. So basically, I've got a pan here, and into there, I'm gonna go in with my bread. I like to almost griddle the bread, so you get that caramelized, kind of fatty deliciousness on the outside. So I've just got some baguette, and I'm gonna drizzle that with a little bit of oil. You could also do this with butter. That would be beautiful and golden brown. And you just wanna pop it into a nice hot pan. Now, essentially here, all you're doing is cooking that until it gets nice and golden brown. Gives you a little bit of crisp. This is also a great thing to do if you have baguette that maybe you bought on Friday for friends coming over, and now it's like a baseball bat, essentially, sitting on your counter. Just rinse it under a little bit of cold water or tap water, and then do this. It's gonna feel weird because you're making the bread kind of wet, but that little bit of moisture is gonna go into the bread and kind of revive it, giving you that like fresh baked bread vibe, but with the crispy golden outside. It's really, really tasty. Great way to also save the bread that you were probably gonna throw out, because no one's gonna make breadcrumbs. If you do, good for you, but honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna make breadcrumbs. All right, so I've got some that's already going in this pan, so I'm just gonna take those out and get that beautiful golden brown crust. Super tasty. Now, when that comes out of the pan while it's still hot, you can even do this if you're doing regular toast as well. You can also just cut a little bit off the edge of a piece of garlic and just rub that onto that warm toast. That's gonna give you a little bit of garlic flavor without being kind of knock your socks off. It's almost like the easiest garlic bread in the world. I'm gonna pop that over here, and then we're gonna head back on over to our chicken. So I've got this chicken doing its thing. We've got the leeks, that's green and delicious, but just for a little bit of brightness, I've also got some baby spinach here that I'm just gonna kind of like nestle in and around. Now, currently, you're gonna be like, Mary, it just looks like you put salad on the chicken. That's weird, but don't worry. If you give this just a little bit of a mix through, the baby spinach just starts to wilt immediately. See how it gets nice and green, a little bit darker? This is gonna give you a little bit of fresh pop, which I love to do. I actually made a stew last night, and I wanted that little bit of brightness. So as opposed to stirring the spinach in, I just put it in the bowl first, then spooned the hot stew over top, so it slowly wilts as it's sitting. You get that beautiful sheen on there. There's the beans, there's that beautiful spinach. You get the fresh mixed with the cooked, which is always what I'm looking for. Sometimes if I have something that's been cooked too long, I'm like, no. I would like something fresh, so this is how you get it in there. All right, that's looking beautiful. I'm gonna bring this on over here. If you wanted to, a little bit of Parmesan cheese on this would not go astray. Serve it up even with like a wedge. Oh, it's an absolute dream.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.